Have you ever felt your heart race with anger as a stranger cuts you off in traffic, then had your blood boil as they honk at you? Or felt a deep ache in your chest as a loved one criticizes your life choices? Again, we've all been there, wrestling with the frustration, hurt, and sometimes even helplessness that rude people can inflict. But what if I told you there's a way to not just cope with rudeness, but thrive in the face of it? In this video, I'll share with you timeless wisdom that has transformed lives for over 2 millennia. A powerful mental shift that turns your tormentors into unexpected teachers. The counterintuitive Stoic approach that will make you emotionally bulletproof. And if you stay until the end, I'll reveal a potent daily practice used by one of history's greatest emperors to deal with even the most difficult people. Are you ready to reclaim your inner peace and become unshakable in the face of rudeness? Let's get started on this transformative journey together. 1. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Imagine for a moment, you've just received devastating news. Your mind is reeling, your heart is heavy, and in your pain, you snap at a stranger. Now put yourself in that stranger's shoes. How would you want them to react to you? This is the essence of our first Stoic tip. Give rude people the benefit of the doubt. It's not just about being nice. It's about freeing yourself from the poison of anger and resentment. The next time someone's rude to you, pause, take a deep breath, and consider what hidden battle might they be fighting. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. This simple shift in perspective can transform your interactions and inner peace. But what if the rudeness persists? What if it seems like the whole world is against you? Our next tip addresses this very challenge. 2. Accept that rude people are a part of life. We all dream of a world where everyone is kind and considerate, but the reality is often far from this ideal. Accepting the inevitability of encountering rude people isn't pessimism. It's empowering realism. By acknowledging that rude people exist, we can prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for these encounters. It's like putting on armor before entering a battlefield. You're ready for whatever comes your way. Start your day by reminding yourself that you'll likely encounter some rudeness. But how do we respond to this rudeness without lowering ourselves to their level? Our next tip offers a powerful answer. 3. The best revenge is living well. Imagine the satisfaction of watching a rude person's face fall as they realize their words can't touch you. Now imagine taking that a step further, using their rudeness as fuel for your own growth and success. This is the essence of our third Stoic tip. Focusing on living well is the best form of revenge. It's about channeling your frustration into personal growth, rising above the pettiness that tries to drag you down. When faced with rudeness, ask yourself, how can I use this as motivation to be a better person? As Marcus Aurelius said, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. But what about those small, everyday annoyances that seem to constantly grate on our nerves? Our next tip offers a liberating perspective. 4. Practice indifference to what doesn't matter. Have you ever lost sleep over a rude comment, only to realize days later how insignificant it truly was? Our fourth Stoic tip is about freeing yourself from this unnecessary suffering. Cultivating indifference towards trivial matters isn't about becoming cold or uncaring. It's about conserving your emotional energy for the things that truly matter in your life. When faced with rudeness, ask yourself, will this matter in a year, in a month, even tomorrow? As Seneca wisely advised, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. But how do we gain this broader perspective in the heat of the moment? Our next tip offers a powerful mental technique. 5. Zoom out for perspective. Picture yourself looking down at Earth from space. From that vantage point, can you see the person who cut you off in traffic? The coworker who interrupted you in a meeting? Of course not. This cosmic perspective is at the heart of our fifth Stoic tip. By zooming out and gaining a broader perspective, we can see the true insignificance of momentary rudeness in the grand scheme of things. It's not about dismissing our feelings, but about putting them in proper context. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you can discard most of the junk that clutters your mind and clear out space for yourself by comprehending the scale of the world. But how do we balance this cosmic perspective with the very real, very human interactions we face daily? Our next tip bridges this gap. 6. Recognize their humanity. Think of the rudest person you know. Now imagine them as a child, full of innocence and potential. Difficult, isn't it? This mental exercise is at the core of our sixth Stoic tip, recognizing the shared humanity in even the rudest individuals. By remembering that rude people are human beings with their own struggles and flaws, we can respond with more compassion. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it can help us respond more effectively and with less emotional turmoil. As Marcus Aurelius said, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil." But how can we turn these challenging encounters into positive ones? Our next tip reveals a powerful shift in perspective. 7. Use rudeness as an opportunity for growth. Imagine if every rude encounter made you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Sounds too good to be true. This is exactly what our seventh Stoic tip offers. By viewing rude encounters as opportunities for personal growth, we can transform negative experiences into valuable lessons. It's like turning emotional lead into gold. When someone is rude, ask yourself, what virtue can I practice right now? Patience? Forgiveness? Courage? As Epictetus advised, every difficulty in life presents us with an opportunity to turn inward and to invoke our own inner resources. But what about those situations where we feel completely powerless? Our next tip offers a liberating truth. 8. Focus on what you can control. Picture a ship captain trying to control the wind and waves during a storm. Sounds absurd, right? Yet we often do the same thing when we try to control others' behavior. Our eighth Stoic tip is about redirecting that energy to where it can actually make a difference. By focusing solely on what's within our control, namely our own thoughts and actions, we regain a sense of power and peace, even in the face of rudeness. As Epictetus wisely said, there is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things that are beyond the power of our will. But how can we prepare ourselves for the inevitable challenges we'll face? Our next tip offers a counterintuitive yet powerful practice. 9. Practice negative visualization. Imagine walking into a room, fully prepared for the worst possible scenario. How much more confident and calm would you feel? This is the power of our ninth Stoic tip, negative visualization. By regularly visualizing challenging encounters and imagining ourselves responding with grace and virtue, we can face real-life situations with greater ease and composure. Seneca advised, "Nothing happens to the wise man against his expectation." By preparing for difficulty, we rob it of its power to disturb us. Our final tip ties everything together, offering a perspective that can free you from the emotional turmoil of rudeness once and for all. 10. Remember, it's not about you. Recall a time when you were rude to someone else. Chances are it had more to do with your own state of mind than with the other person. Our final Stoic tip is about applying this understanding to others' rudeness. By remembering that rudeness is rarely about us personally, we can avoid taking it to heart and reacting emotionally. It's like wearing emotional armor that deflects negativity. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." Imagine waking up tomorrow armed with these Stoic techniques. Picture yourself facing that rude co-worker or difficult family member with a serene smile, your inner peace unshakable. This isn't just a fantasy, it's a reality that's within your grasp. With practice, you can transform how you interact with the world, finding strength and serenity even in life's most challenging moments. And as promised, here's the powerful daily practice Marcus Aurelius used. Each morning, remind yourself of the virtues you want to embody: patience, kindness, understanding, and visualize yourself maintaining these virtues even when faced with difficult people. Remember, as Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You have the power to choose your response to rudeness. Will you let it control you, or will you use it as a stepping stone to become the best version of yourself? The choice is yours. And if you're ready to continue this journey of personal growth and inner peace, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom applied to modern life. Thank you for watching. May you face each day with the unwavering strength and profound serenity of a true Stoic.